I wanna be different, I wanna be changed, till all of me is gone, and all that remains is a fire so bright the whole world can see that there's something different. So come and be different in me.
Hi everybody, it's LaTanya Nixon with Different.Changed. Welcome back to the channel. As you know, this is October, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and every week I've had the privilege of interviewing warriors, individuals, women who have survived the cancer journey. And so I have a good friend of mine. We've known each other for years. Our daughters are best friends, and so I had to have her come in and talk about her journeys because she's got a very unique and special journey. And so please help me welcome Angela Sauls. Hey, Ange. So I'm so glad that you were able to come and talk with us today. You know, you've got such a great story. And so I wanted to kind of just start off with, when did you get diagnosed?
Okay.
And what was your first response?
Okay. Well, I got diagnosed October 23rd, 2019, which was last year. Which actually I celebrated my year of being diagnosed yesterday.
Wow.
Which was October 23rd,
Right.
2019.
Wow.
My first response to being diagnosed was, wow.
Wow.
I was like, okay. My doctor told me we did some extra testing during my yearly breast exam. And she told me, she said, find some things that we're not sure of, need to come in for some extra testing. Went back in and she said, okay, we need to come and talk about it.
Okay.
So when we went in and she told me the results, I said, wow, so what's next?
Right.
What's next?
Immediately, right, yeah.
And I was ready to move forward, whatever
Right.
she said.
Right, gotcha.
So we immediately went into saying that we needed to go into removing the 2 lumps that they identified. And so I went straight into surgery, and from there I went into chemo and then radiation.
Wow. Yeah, you know, similar journeys. You know, we definitely have similar journeys with that. But the interesting thing about Ange that I really wanted to identify was that when she was diagnosed, you were already going through other health challenges.
Yes.
And that's what makes, you know, your journey so unique. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was already diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, suffering with migraines. So I had already applied at the age of 38 for disability.
Wow.
And that was a tough challenge for me.
Sure.
Because I love working.
Right, yeah.
I love, putting in my own.
Right.
And so it was tough.
It was tough.
It was tough. I had just had a child at the age of 33. And so that was just 5 years afterwards, and I was like, I was struggling.
Right, right.
At the fact that I would probably have to apply for disability.
Right, so yeah, tough.
So it was really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. So with everything going on, and your diagnosis with cancer, and you've already talked to us about your treatment modality, what you had to go through, what would you say was the toughest part of the journey?
Well, the toughest part was a surprise at the end. I actually went through the chemo. As I said, I went through 12 weeks straight.
Wow.
Without it, we didn't have any hiccups in that treatment.
Wow.
Straight, and from there I went 33 weeks with radiation.
Wow.
And right after radiation was Father's Day. And I had some heaviness in my chest. And I told my husband, I said, honey, I think I need to go get checked out. If you would, please just drive me to the ER. Leave me there, because we were going through COVID at the time. And so I know he probably couldn't come in with me.
Right.
So I said, please just drop me off, and I'll give you a call back when they finish with me.
Right.
For you to come pick me up.
Right.
Well, at that time, he did. He dropped me off. And what I began to feel while I was in there, I began to not be able to breathe even more. And I told them, I said, y'all, I'm really not able to breathe. I need some assistance.
Right.
And the call my husband received was not mine. It was a physician telling him that I was on a ventilator in ICU.
Wow.
And what happened, the medicine that I was taking for chemo, which was the Herceptin, it actually weakened my heart muscle.
Wow.
And so I coded in ICU twice.
Outrageous.
So they had to do CPR on me twice
Outrageous.
in the ED. So that was the shocker of my treatment. So I went all the way through chemo, all the way through radiation, and the shocker at the end.
At the end. Wow.
So now I am pressing my way through
Yes.
this heart challenge.
This heart
But
challenge.
just as well as I went through chemo and radiation, I'm going to make it through this too.
You absolutely are.
Amen.
You absolutely are. And that's amazing. And so, you know, what that says is that, you know, these chemo drugs are extremely powerful.
Yes.
And debilitating to your body in many, many ways. With you, it weakens your heart muscle, which obviously is a major organ in your body.
Right.
And, you know, and for others, it did other things. For me, you know, with the bone pain, it created joint spasms and hip spasms for me. And so there are times that my legs, you know, give way, get super, super weak, and my joints kind of lock on me. So if I sit down too long, I've got to get up. Because I'll get locked up.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. These, you know, cancer in itself is super difficult.
Yes.
But the drugs that they put in your body,
Yes.
debilitating.
It is. And that was the challenge, like you said before, because with rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, I already had that challenge.
Right.
Was the stiffness and the pain. And that exacerbated what I was already going through.
Right.
And so it was very challenging.
Very challenging.
Going through that. And then having to deal with that at the end, and now having the breathing
Right.
issues as well.
Wow.
It's been a challenge.
Been a challenge. And you know, and the one thing I can say to my YouTube audience about Angela is this woman is such an amazing woman of faith, because in the midst of this, I am a witness to her challenge. In the midst of this, she has been a warrior. I don't ever recall her complaining. She just keeps on pressing, you know, and she's amazing. And what's so interesting about her, like, we serve as elders in our church, and, you know, even though there's many times she can't be there, she never misses a call. You know, we make sure that she's able to Zoom in or Skype in or whatever, so that she can be a part of it. And so she's never kind of stepped back from her elder duties. Like, she's never stepped back from, you know, being an amazing mom, you know what I'm saying? Being an amazing wife. She's never stepped back from that. And I just, you know, publicly want to commend her, you know, for being a woman of faith and being consistent and being an example to women. That even in the midst of all of your challenges, you can live. And, you know, and yet put the camera on her. Look how amazing she is in terms of Miss Stylishness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so let me ask you, Ange, after everything that you've been through and such a story, what would you say is the advice that you would want to give to women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer?
Well, I would say let your challenge be your strength. You know, what you're going through, you can be an example to someone else.
Right.
You're going to make it through.
Right.
Just hold fast to your faith and hold fast to your support system.
Right.
Because that's going to be key. You're going to have to hold fast to those who are going to be there to upgird you on those days where you're weak.
Right.
Because you're not a superstar and you're not a you're a superhero.
Right.
As it were, every day.
Right.
Because like you said, I thank you for the accolades, but I haven't been that every day.
Right.
There has been some challenging days.
Yeah.
But you make it through with your faith.
With your faith.
And with those that stand with you. And when you need to lean on them, lean on them. Because they're going to be your support.
Right.
And they help you bounce back quicker.
Good. That's excellent. And, you know, I think I definitely resonate with her, and I've told my audience about the support system. is so crucial.
It is.
It absolutely is. And you really do have to identify those individuals who are truly for you.
That's right.
And truly want to undergird you, because you honestly don't even have time for anything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're going through this, life doesn't stop.
Right.
For sure. However, you need to be able to lean on people
Right.
who don't mind being leaned on.
Right. Right.
In this crazy situation that you're going through, because it's not normal.
Right.
You know, and with you, God bless your heart, everything that you had going on already,
Right.
you certainly need to have some stable friends and family right there for you.
Right. Because a lot of the medications that I was taking for rheumatoid arthritis and the fibromyalgia had to be stopped
Wow.
while I took chemotherapy
I didn't
and
know
radiation. Yes. So I had to suffer through double
Wow.
the amount of pain, double the amount of, I had falls because my legs gave out. I had times when I couldn't get out of the bed because my joints locked up.
Right.
So I had those days.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is challenging, but the next day I checked them, made sure they were back in working order. And if I could get up, I got back
You
up
got
again.
right up again.
Got right up again.
That's
And
good.
and when I remember when I told my family, I told each one of them individually, I called them each one of them. And I told them, I said, I have cancer, but I want to show you not how to die with cancer, but how to live with cancer.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it through.
We're
this
going to make it through.
together.
Together. And you know, we had one of our other warriors, Chantel Cheek, when we interviewed her, you know, she said the same thing about that. And then she said, and there's a life after.
That's right.
You're going to live with it, and then after it, you're going to live.
That's right.
And your quality of life is going to be just what you make it.
Right.
You know, and it does really, really change your perspective about stuff that used to get you down.
Right.
You know, idiosyncratic behaviors from other people, or from work challenges, or from other things. Those things really, really become very minimal, because
right.
in your mind, hey,
Right.
I've survived cancer.
That's right.
The rest of this,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? Because you got to live, and you got to enjoy every precious moment.
And I want to let the ladies know too, you're going to have those, things that you have to go through with the losing of your hair, the nausea and all of that. But I want to encourage them too. That's only for a certain period of time. That's not going to be long term.
Right.
So, just encourage them too. That's on the timetable. So while they're going through it, just the mindset of this is only for a certain period of time. It's only temporary.
Yeah, because look at this beautiful head of hair already done grown back, and it looks
And I
beautiful.
am loving my curls.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, because when it comes back so curly and wonderful, and so.
And I'm
it's
so
great.
glad I won't need to see the white cream anymore.
Love it. Yay. Wow. Well, Ange, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I think that, all of the stories are inspiring, but yours, as I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, is very unique. And so that makes it even double the impact.
Yeah.
So I really, really, I just appreciate you, and I just honor you for being here and being willing to do this and being willing to be so transparent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Love you too. Wow. Amazing. Well, again, we're just so happy and honored that Angela Sauls could come and share with us today. And I hope you got something. I got something out of it for sure. And so I pray that you did too. Listen, I want you to make sure that you that you be different and remain changed. Thanks so much. See you next time. Hey everybody, I know that you saw this amazing shirt in that video that we just had, and again, this is from my good friend Shindy Taylor. And so I always like to highlight her shirts because I just think they're so meaningful. And so I want to make sure that you go to her website. The information is right here. Go to her website and really support her, because again, just so talented and just such a wonderful message in all of her shirts. So make sure that you go to her website, check her out, and support her as she supports breast cancer awareness.